It's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon's here, and a very weekend look you got there. So. Winding down for the weekend?
I'd go without the tie. My grandmother would kill me. She says you should always wear a tie on television. Anyway, she's probably looking now.
James's grandmother, please let him off. He's a good lad. Right. Okay, where are we starting?
We're starting with continuing coverage of the riots in the UK. Now, some have estimated that the cost of it will be over £200 million. And here's a hidden cost. Levi's Jeans have had to pull one of the first global campaigns that they've ever had, the same ad campaign that they've had globally, called Go Forth. Now, the ad, we can see here on the New Statesman, Levi pulls riot ad campaign, and we can just show an extract of it. It was launched earlier this week on their Facebook page, and it was due to be launched on television across the UK later this month. So I think if we just have a look at some of those pictures of this ad campaign, it's pretty extraordinary. It shows people facing off with riot police in the UK, and basically,
I'm kind of left asking, how can that possibly be used to sell jeans? But you know, I'm sure when we see the advert, it will be quite obvious.
I think they were trying to piggyback on revolutionary spirit, especially with what's been happening earlier this year in Tunisia and Egypt, trying to place themselves on the right side of history in some sense. But obviously, with what's been happening in the last few weeks in the UK, the timing was not very good. So in any case, they've had to forego that.
Okay, so that's a lot of money lost by Levi's, and
exactly.
Maybe the price of the jeans will go up, who knows? But there you go. It's one of those things that happens, I suppose, when... here we go. We can see it now, can't we?
That's right. Now, so you can see pictures in the street, and it's towards the end, actually, that you see them facing off with riot police. So, yeah, they decided bad timing, will postpone that.
Okay. Now, I don't see much of the jeans either, so maybe it wasn't such a great advert.
Yeah, but I think a lot of these ads... do you know, Coca-Cola did this as well in Egypt. Yeah. They were trying to portray themselves as... they had ads showing people draped in Egyptian flags, panning across Tahrir Square. Yeah. So advertising has been trying to, I suppose, piggyback on...
I think that ad was pants anyway. I think it was a bad idea.
There you go.
If you want my opinion, Levi's, I think you're on a losing
Well, you were right, because they had to pull it. Now, moving to The Sun, they had this story. Olympics girl 18 trashed cop car. Now, this is another one of these extraordinary stories that has come out of the last number of weeks, and who those rioters were. This girl was actually an ambassador for the Olympic Games. They had lots of young people who were basically identified as ambassadors for the 2012 Games. Her parents saw her trashing a cop car in London. I think if we go down the page, we even have pictures of it. You see her there. That's her in pink, and she's
about to throw something at a police car.
Right, and there you go. And she eventually makes contact with it and totally smashes it. And her parents turned her into the police. So there you go. And so there's been an awful lot of concern.
What a dilemma for a parent to see your child in that situation and decide to ring the police and say, that was my kid.
Well, the mother said that she has no regrets, that she wasn't brought up to behave this way, and that she just wanted to turn her over to the police. Yeah. But I suppose more worrying again, it's another example of how things could go really pear-shaped next year in 2012 if there was unrest. And this is one of the big concerns of David Cameron.
You're right. It's interesting. I mean, someone who's picked to, you know, as you say, be an ambassador of the Olympics, someone presumably with a pride in what's going to take place. Right. You would think they would have the civic responsibility not to get involved in that kind of stuff.
Right. You're meant to have model young people, I suppose. And have a look at this logo here. This was designed by an advertising, or by the Pure Evil Gallery in Hoxton in London. It shows a looter heading off with one of the rings in the Olympic logo. I suppose that speaks volumes, really, given the way things are going at the moment.
Indeed.
Now, another campaign that's been getting a lot of attention in the last 48 hours, Keep Aaron Cutting. Now, Aaron, we have pictures of him as well. He's an 89-year-old barber in Tottenham High Street.
Fantastic.
His poor old barber shop got majorly trashed by looters.
Oh, right,
and so this was set up by a PR agency, actually. Very good PR for them in the end. I don't think they realised it was going to end up being such a big campaign. They've raised £31,000 for Aaron, whose small little barber shop in Tottenham High Street probably doesn't need that much money to be put back on its feet. But there you go, another example of how, I suppose, individual stories have captured the public attention, the public mindset, and this one has done particularly well. Now, one piece of pictures, images that I'd like to show at the very end, a lot of satire too. This is David Cameron at Downing Street. And now a lot of people have been saying, why did they pick small businesses and small business owners? Why did they target small business owners, these looters? You know, it's not exactly the establishment. Why didn't they go after 10 Downing Street? Well, one person imagined that, and you can see a guy coming out of the front door of 10 Downing Street with a television and heading off. So there you go. That's been picked up by blogs all over the place as well in the last 48 hours.
A little bit of humour there.
Yeah.
Okay, James, thank you very much indeed. Our wishes go to Aaron Bieber, of course, in Tottenham. Keep cutting that hair, man. Let's hope it all gets back and set up okay. And we all have a quiet weekend in the UK, eh? Stay in, be good. James, thank you very much indeed.
Cheers, Mark.
Stay with us here on France 24. We've got more news to come.